Contrary to popular belief, I don't actually enjoy staying with my mother. And I know it's weird because I often say that, oh yes, I want to visit her, but as of late it's been awfully cold where she lives, and I know that you really want me to get out and start spending time with her, because she is my mom and I am her son, and I need to respect her despite my grudges and the reasons that I can't necessarily say, or else she'll be very angry with me. And speaking of anger, I know that I'm not necessarily supposed to talk to you in such a respectable manner, so allow me to bow and tell you that I am most definitely sorry. And I promise that this won't ever happen again, and I'm sorry that my informalities have taken hold of me. I can't even bow right. I can't even bow right. It just shows how disrespectful I've been to not be able to keep my balance, to shake and tremble in the cold. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry for the way that I've been. I hope you can forgive me for disrespecting you, Father. And unfortunately, things in this world cannot exist if they're green unless they're man-made. The building I sleep in is the only green building, the only man-made green building here, because you won't accept anything else. And the building I sleep in is in fact one of the most terrible ones, ridden with rats. Maybe it's because I imagine that they're ridden with rats, because how else would rats exist? Or maybe it's because you imagine that they're ridden with rats, because that's how you think, because the only way that things can ever exist in this world is that if someone thinks it. And it's cold, and I'm hurt, which means I'm going to have a terrible night tonight. And I know that maybe you'll figure out that I'm not home, and maybe you'll punish me again. But really, is punishment such a terrible thing if it shows me your true nature, so I have a true reason to leave you? People like to believe that when I tell them things about you, um, they like to think that it's not true because they admire you and respect you as a superior. And as your mother, you are born into superiority in my heart. But my head tells me to think otherwise. Rationally, it tells me to run away as far as I possibly can. And I know running is a sin. And I've been good, so I will never sin. But if it comes to survival, is it truly sin if I want to live? And I know that when it comes to being a child, I am not necessarily the greatest at doing that. When it comes to being anything, I know I'm not necessarily the greatest at doing that. But sometimes, I can only hope that you'll acknowledge my efforts to be something in a world that has forever painted me out to be nothing.